So I am sharing a lot of personal information here on the internet about my story, about what's happening in my life. I have asked God for help. Um, I'm asking for people for help. I'm sharing what's going on. And I do think that it's a story worthy of being a movie. And there's probably other people in wild and crazy situations too. Everything that I'm sharing, everything that I'm posting is true. Um, it's not a normal situation. It may look on the surface very much like a normal divorce, a normal separation, but it is very far from that when you are dealing with narcissists and other demonic forces. It is not a normal divorce by any means, because in a normal divorce, people have limits. They have empathy and compassion, and even if you're dealing with a sociopath, then they still think about the consequences of their actions and how going too far they could get in trouble. If they move too quickly or do too much, they're going to be ostracized by the greater community and by their other family members. So they hold back and they don't attack with everything. Just for their own self-preservation, they wouldn't do it. When you're dealing with narcissists and worse than narcissists, it's a different situation. First of all, if you're a chosen one, you don't just have one narcissist. All of those people or fake humans surrounding you are narcissists. And they are all attacking you, going against you, with the intent to stop you at any cost. And they work together. They work together to destroy you. They don't criticize or judge each other when they step out of line. And at the same time, you're isolated from any source of humanity or anything that could actually help you. So you have no help, and you're surrounded by demons. And they all work together to destroy you, and they have no limit to what they will do. Their aim, their goal is to completely annihilate you. And they start by stealing all your friends and family, any source of joy, love, peace, contentment, of friendship, that will be taken away from you and stripped. And what you'll get instead are people that give you dirty looks and jeers and yell at you and fight you and push you and accuse you of every foul and horrible thing. And they take all of their own sins and push them onto you and blame you for what they are doing. So then a lot of the greater world will listen to what these people are saying, and because they're all saying it, it must be true. And for those who won't go and investigate for themselves, they turn against you as well. So you're alone, isolated, with no help, except for a narcissist, which are human bodies possessed by demons. They're lurking around you, trying to destroy you, working together. Now they do have some limits, which is that they have to ask God for permission to attack you. So certain things like outright murder are generally not allowed. There are limits on what they can do to you because they do ask permission from God. And the demons and the narcissists are told what to do by the devil, by the fallen angels, who has to ask permission from God. So this is what the chosen ones have to go through. And to see people comment on these videos and say it's whining, to share and tell about my story and what's going on, they couldn't survive a day in our lives. And I'm not claiming my life is more difficult than any other chosen ones, because there's at least 144,000 of us. Okay, and it's possible that mine's not the worst. It's not even in the middle. I don't know. This is not a competition to see who's more oppressed or who's more victimized. But it is an interesting story. It's a very interesting story, and they should make a movie about it. But to understand truly what we have to go through, it's everything's okay. You have your normal issues, and actually they were pretty bad. You just didn't realize it because you're so tough and forgiving and empathetic. And then all of a sudden things are sprung on you one day, and everything switches and everything turns, and now everyone hates you. The whole world hates you. Your friends and family hate you. They won't take your calls. They don't ask if you're okay. No one helps. You're alone. And then there are demons circling you. And the people that you thought were there, you thought they were your friends and family, are either missing in action or they're attacking you. They're working against you. They're trying to get you to beseech your own character, besmirk your own character. They're trying to get you to admit fault for everything and walk away and give all of your assets to the narcissist that you just left a relationship with. They want to see you lose in every aspect, and they want to win in every aspect. And those around you all team up together and they tell everyone else, and then you look like a loser and you look like an awful person. It really can't be described because it's spiritual. It's so coordinated and it's not human. It's not something, even if regular people decided to gang up together and do what the narcs do, they wouldn't be able to. The devil can see in the spirit, and the devil has access to information that we don't. So they can basically spy on us through various different sources and gain information. And they know what's happened in our past. They do not know what's happened in our future. They gather all of this information, and they exaggerate any flaw, and any way that they could possibly twist or spin something to make it your fault, it is. So you're alone except for demons that are trying to destroy you. They work together to destroy you. You have no friends or family. Your friends or family are working to destroy you. You're alone. Usually you end up homeless. Lose every single thing that you have. And then people complain about, I'm making videos. I'm making videos. Other chosen one are making videos. And they are complaining that we are making videos. They couldn't last a day in our shoes. They couldn't last a day in our shoes. Because if you know about God, is that many were called and only few were chosen. That means God asked many of us to be in this situation, but most of us chickened out, and only a few of us actually accepted to go through this bullshit. So if you're not in our situation, that's because you were too chicken to deal with it. You couldn't handle it, so you did not accept the mission that God offered you. Because it's hard. It's lonely. It's like you against the world, but God will defend us in the end. Ultimately, I know God will defeat our enemies, but it's not fun. It's not fun to have no friends or family and to have everyone attack you and everything you love and you've worked for taken away. So it could possibly be that every single human was offered this mission to be a chosen one. And they did not accept because the price was too high. So do not complain about a chosen one. You probably had the chance to be one and you chickened out and you couldn't handle it. So I'm not putting this out there to be mean, to hurt anyone's feelings. There are trolls, there are narcs commenting on the videos. There are hardly any comments, but the few comments that do appear are usually from trolls and narcs. And they say basically negative things about don't post videos or you're trying to be a victim. No, that's ridiculous. We are not trying to be victims. We are telling the truth. And the truth happens to be that the chosen ones are the scapegoats. We are the scapegoats. We are the sacrificial lambs at the end of the age. And if this didn't happen, then God's word wouldn't be true. We know what we signed up for and what we agreed to before we came to earth. You were probably given the same opportunity. You had the same offer. So you chose not to do it, so don't act like it's nothing now. Because if it was a normal divorce and you split up, then you would be able to work together. You could give certain allowances so the other person doesn't end up homeless, because you did care about that person at some point, even if you hate them now. Even if you hate that person, you don't want to completely destroy every aspect of their life. No, this is something different. This is not a normal breakup. This is not moving. This is not trying to get a car. It's like when you're in a situation with a narcissist, first of all, they prevent you from being successful. And they disempower you, and they set you up to fail. So by the time they leave, you're already in a situation where things aren't looking good and you're reliant on others. So in my instance, my narc had crashed my car and I did not have a vehicle. And I was actually looking at vehicles to buy. And then he brought another car home for my daughter and parked it in the driveway, so there was no parking spaces left. And the title still is not transferred into her name almost a year later. But basically all this means is there was no parking space, so I said, fine, I'll just get the car after she moves out in a year. Well, so the narc knew this. The narc knew that I always self-sacrificed. I would forgo what I needed or what would benefit me for the greater good of the family, so that we could afford our bills, so we could afford more groceries. They knew this. When I got gifts, when I got money, I would share it with everyone. So they knew this. Instead of just putting it in my account and amassing large amounts of money, which really would have came in handy now, I shared it and I spread it around. I shared it with the whole family. So the narcissists take advantage of this. And then when it's time to split up, they don't want to honor any agreements they made before. They don't want to consider all the things that you've done for them. They want to take all of your assets and leave you with nothing. And you say, well, I don't have a car. And they're like, well, that's not my fault. Okay. And then no one will help drive you to get a car. Like, there are basic things. When you've been with a narcissist, how they manipulate and control in certain ways. And then you're left with no vehicle, with no way to take care of day-to-day things because they've disadvantaged or destroyed them. This is not something I can easily explain here, but you're dealing with demons and the devil. And so they put you in a position to fail. And they take away all your sources of independence and productivity and your means to be successful. They destroy and thwart all this, and they ruin all your friendships so that when they leave, you're left down and out with nothing. Most of the time, you don't even have a vehicle to get to a job. This is what they do. And then they don't want to help you out. They want to completely destroy you. They want to destroy you to the very maximum extent, and they work together with your parents and with any friends you thought that you had. They all work together. And then when you were just a parent, you were a stay-at-home parent, then all of a sudden the children hate you. They're under some form of mind control, and they are threatening to have them testify against you in a court of law to get a restraining order placed on you as if you were an abusive parent. Then you will be kicked out of the home with nothing, and you won't even get half the value of the house. These people are not humans. They are demons and devils. So, do not complain about videos put out there by the chosen ones and what we have to deal with. We are betrayed and backstabbed by every single person in our lives. We have no one to help. We have no one except for God. We are the martyrs. We are the sacrificial lambs. We will get blamed for everything. No one will believe us. And those closest to us, surrounding us our entire lives, were working against us this whole time, turning everyone away. And when we need the help, it is withdrawn. So you will see many chosen ones are homeless, living on the street. And I will say that if I do end up homeless living on the street, I'm going to take my dogs with me. So I did buy a cart. Maybe I can put a bag of dog food in a cart and go wheel it out on the street and live there with my dogs. I don't know. But I did ask for donations. It really would have helped, and no one has offered any donations. No one has to offer any donations. But surely with all the videos and people knowing my situation, you think that maybe $1 would have been placed in my account, but no. Not $1. But then I have people trying to take my money. I say, well, here's a car I can afford. It's only $2,500. It's just what I need. And then, no, I'm not going to take you. I don't agree with that. No one will take me. It's a 3-hour drive. It's quite a drive. So, you know, I need the type of car that I can put the dogs in safely. It's not a regular vehicle. So I was trying to get a cargo van, which I could use to move my stuff to a different house. So it's just something that would have been perfect and would have worked out. Like, they try to thwart every plan. Like, I had it set up to everything would work out, but nope, they got to try to stop you. They jump in the way and they block. They block you. So no one really understands what it's like to be a chosen one. And they don't understand what we go through because there's not limits that normal humans have. Even psychopaths will not do the things that the narcs do. Because they know that they'll be judged or people will come after them. But with the narcissist, they will hurt themselves to hurt you. They don't care. They will completely destroy their character to destroy you. And then if it means they have to move to a different city at the end of this, they will. And the narcissists actually aren't a huge threat if you know how to deal with them. But then learning that there are greater demons, there's greater evil, that it's telling the narcissist what to do and coordinating everything and dangling the keys in front of my face. That's a whole new level where you have fallen angels controlling the narcissists that are taking their orders from the devil, and they're all working together to destroy your life. So understand this, people, before you complain about anyone and what they've been through. We were so strong that we didn't even realize that we were being abused emotionally and mentally. We just thought it was normal, or these people were being annoying, or they were childish. But no, they actually were abusing us, and we were so strong we didn't see it. And they were taking advantage of us and stealing our resources and wealth. And then when it was time for us to get help, no one was there.